Diddy's in some serious hot water, fam. One of his own lawyers just bounced from his legal squad, filing to dip out of the case. And the reason? Dude straight up said he can't roll with this anymore. That's wild coming from someone who's supposed to have your back in court. Diddy's whole empire is crashing down in real time, and this just adds another L to his already stacked list of career-ending fails. For the past year and a half, P. Diddy's been all over the media, but not for anything good. He went from being a hip-hop kingpin to being called the head of a criminal operation. As most of y'all know, he got arrested back in September, and they're saying he was running a whole operation just to get his kicks. It gets darker, though. He's accused of using violence and intimidation to keep his victims quiet. If he gets hit with all the charges, we're talking life behind bars. It's wild to see how this whole mess has played out. How do you go from being one of the top dogs in the game to having your own lawyer ditch you? Not long ago, news dropped that Anthony Rico, a big-time criminal defense attorney, filed to withdraw from Diddy's case. In the court docs, he made it clear he can't stick around. Think about it. This dude's job is to defend people with the worst reputations, yet he's like, nah, I'm out. Now, there's a reason behind his exit, and we'll get into that in a sec. For years, whispers about Diddy's shady dealings and connections have been floating around the industry, but nothing ever came of it. Money and power kept him safe, but now, not so much. But don't get it twisted, he's still got a squad of lawyers on deck because his trial's coming up in May, and they're gearing up for a serious showdown. If you don't know who Anthony Rico is, let me break it down for you. This guy's defended some of the biggest names in crime history, even got involved in the 1998 U.S. Embassy bombings trial that had bin Laden's name floating around. Just to be clear, he wasn't repping bin Laden directly. He was part of the defense team for one of the co-defendants. Plus, he's tackled a bunch of federal death penalty cases and even defended an NYPD detective in that crazy Sean Bell case. This dude rolls in when it's life or death, but even he's like, nah, I'm good when it comes to Diddy's mess. That should tell you how serious this is. He basically said, I'm out. Now, on a real note, why did Anthony Rico bounce from Diddy's case? This wasn't just some random dip. There's a major power struggle brewing in Diddy's legal camp. Rico and the lead attorney, Mark Agnifilo, have been clashing for months over how to tackle those sex trafficking charges. While Agnifilo's been out there denying everything, Rico had a whole different game plan, but wasn't given the reins to pull it off. From what we hear, Rico had two big worries. First off, Agnifilo's approach has been to flat-out deny the trafficking claims, saying those so-called freak-offs were just consensual hookups between adults. Rico had a whole different game plan in mind, but he just couldn't get it rolling. Not sure what his angle was, but he's a seasoned lawyer, so I bet he had something up his sleeve to help Diddy out. They also butted heads on when to hit the courtroom. Rico was convinced they wouldn't be ready for the May 5th trial and wanted to push it back, but his co-counsel was all about sticking to the schedule. Plus, it's wild that Rico couldn't even chat with Diddy directly, considering he's supposed to be his lawyer. They kept blocking him from getting that access, and eventually, he felt he couldn't defend Diddy properly, so he bounced from the case. Now Diddy's down a big-name criminal defense attorney right when he needs all the legal muscle he can muster. When a lawyer with that much experience dips, it's never a good look. There are also whispers going around that Rico might have walked away because he couldn't handle Diddy's alleged crimes. There's even a tweet blowing up with over 300,000 likes asking, "Did Diddy eat people? I've never seen a lawyer turn down a case like this. What the heck did that dude do?" So, folks are definitely tuned in and scratching their heads. Like, how do you just bail on a case this high profile? Lawyers usually chase that cash, right? This Diddy trial could end up being one of the biggest in entertainment history, and there are a few reasons for that. This ain't just about one lawsuit or charge, man. We're talking a whole criminal case with some heavy allegations that could lock these dudes up for life. We're looking at trafficking, violence, intimidation, and abuse, stuff that can take down even the most powerful guys when the evidence stacks up. And if we're chatting about powerful men crashing down, we gotta mention Jeffrey Epstein. This dude was another billionaire who used his cash and clout to operate in the shadows. He had mansions, islands, and a private jet, but behind all that glitz were some dark secrets. Back in the 90s, Epstein set up camp in the U.S. Virgin Islands, a tax haven where he owned 2 private islands. Little St. James was rumored to be the site of some seriously messed up stuff. They said he had hidden cameras in his Manhattan crib, recording wild sex acts with his rich buddies, probably for blackmail. And it gets crazier. His flight logs had names like Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, and other big-name celebs. So how does this tie into Diddy? Well, some folks are saying Diddy might have his own stash of tapes, recordings of crazy parties, private hookups, and maybe some illegal stuff. Now, there ain't any solid proof of this yet, but if those tapes ever drop, Diddy could be done for good, along with a bunch of his famous pals. There's been a ton of conspiracy talk about these tapes, with people guessing that other celebs might be in them, secretly recorded, or that they hold some wild, incriminating dirt. So we gotta keep it real with what's been confirmed. Diddy's legal crew says the prosecutors got their hands on 9 tapes from some anonymous victim 1. But here's the kicker. Those tapes weren't grabbed during the raids on Diddy's spots. Nah, victim 1 had them and handed them over for the feds' investigation. Now, Diddy's lawyers are claiming these vids prove he's innocent, showing consenting adults in long-term relationships. They want to get their hands on electronic copies of those tapes, but for now, they can only peep them with a government rep watching. And they're straight up denying all those wild conspiracy theories, saying the tapes don't show any secret cameras, crazy parties, other celebs, underground tunnels, or anything sketchy like coercion or violence. That's their side of the story, though. Whether these tapes help or hurt Diddy's case, we'll see how that plays out. What we do know is those recordings are real and gonna be a big deal in this trial. Now, here's a twist. Diddy's throwing around claims of racism, saying the feds are targeting him just 'cause he's a successful black dude. His lawyers are trying to get one charge tossed out, the Mann Act, which says he was moving people for prostitution. Diddy's saying that law has a racist past, used to take down legends like Chuck Berry and Jack Johnson. His team argues no white dude's ever been hit with that law for hiring male escorts, claiming he's getting singled out. Just for some context, the Mann Act was made back in 1910 to fight sex trafficking. So, does Diddy's argument hold up? Well, the feds ain't just saying he hired escorts. They're claiming it's part of a bigger criminal scheme. So, this could be a legit legal move or just Diddy trying to flip the script. Either way, he's going all out, and this case is getting wilder by the minute. I've been thinking though, could this whole thing actually spill some tea on Hollywood? There's been a ton of chatter about whether this might drag some big names into the mix. Just to be clear, this is all just talk for now. No hard evidence linking Hollywood big shots to Diddy's drama. But with all the buzz about secret parties and shady biz, it wouldn't be too crazy if this investigation digs deeper than just him, right? What do y'all think about this whole situation? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you made it this far, smash that like button for the algorithm, hit subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell for more spicy celeb gossip. Catch you later.